Hey everyone, California is shaking. We just had a magnitude 5 earthquake that is shaking Northern California at the border between California and Nevada. And it's near Susanville. It's an interesting location, and I'll get to that, what might be the reason. So Sunday afternoon, the tremor was reported in the afternoon, 4:41 p.m., 7 miles from Susanville. That's the closest area that we have there. Thankfully, this area where the earthquake happened is not right underneath the epicenter. There's no dense population or anything other than in San Ramon in the San Francisco Bay Area, where we also have these cluster swarms going on for weeks. And every day we have new ones, 3.0 just today. But let's get back to the Northern California earthquake. It occurred 66 miles from Magalia, California, 68 miles from Reno, Nevada, 69 miles from Paradise, California. That is a location where we had a devastating wildfire a while ago. And then 73 miles from Chico in California. And in the last 10 days, there has been also a magnitude 3.0 and greater earthquake nearby. And on average in California and in Nevada, we do have 25 earthquakes with magnitudes 4 or 5. That's at the moment, like within the last 3 years, this has substantiated that is the amount. The depth was very shallow, so it was felt quite strongly because it was only 3.3 miles deep. So strong shaking close to the epicenter, including in Susanville and nearby Johnstonville. Lighter tremors were felt in regions like Chico, Redding in California, but also, as I said, as far as Reno in Nevada, because it's close to the border. And it seems that people got an early warning, just a few seconds. The USGS said that the shake alert, this early warning system, issued alerts to mobile phones in the affected area seconds before the earthquake struck. Even a few seconds, maybe you can get away from stuff that might fall onto you. Susanville, California, Northern California. Is that the San Andreas fault? No, it's not, guys. The earthquakes that we see in this area, most likely this one too, they're caused by movement along faults that are within the Walker Lane, that's how it's called, that system, and the Honey Lake fault zone. These sound quite nice, but yeah, they can produce these earthquakes. And they are part of the larger Eastern California shear zone, because this region, guys, it has quite a lot going on. It accommodates a portion of the motion between the Pacific and the North American plate in this area. And that is not accounted for by the San Andreas fault to the west, right? San Andreas fault is a strike slip fault. So the Walker Lane, Susanville, where we have the epicenter, is near the northern extent of the Walker Lane. That's basically an inland fault system of the Sierra Nevada mountains. And this zone has basically numerous, less continuous strike slip faults that move in the same general directions as the San Andreas fault, like right lateral. And then the Honey Lake fault zone that I mentioned, it's quite a prominent fault zone near Susanville. It's a 50-kilometer, like 40-mile long fault system of active is the word, right lateral strike slip faults that show evidence of recent, in the Holocene, recent Earth time movement. And we also have the Fort Sage fault. That's a high angle normal fault in the region that was responsible, for example, for the 5.6 earthquake that happened in the area in 1950. But there's like a spider web of faults, other local faults, right? It's basically the surrounding area in Lassen County has numerous other fault lines. It's a region who would think of active volcanism near the Lassen Park. and of course the related seismic activity. And all this, guys, is contributing to the local earthquake hazard. And these local faults, like rather than the distant San Andreas fault itself, they are the direct sources of most earthquakes in the Susanville area and probably of today's earthquake. We know that the San Andreas fault is locked and loaded, and it can produce massive earthquakes, even magnitude 8 or even higher. But the local faults in the Susanville area, they are capable of generating also potentially very damaging earthquakes up to magnitude 7 or even greater. And the USGS, what we hear so far, that magnitude 5 earthquake could have done some damage. So if we look what's going on today in this area. So if we look at what's going on in this area just today, we've got quite a few earthquakes. So this is the area that I talked about. You see there's already some aftershocks. Here the USGS has it at 4.7 now. And here we have another one, that's an aftershock. And then probably this is the 2.3, that's an aftershock as well. So the epicenter, it's quite in the mountains, we have to say, where we see these earthquakes. So it was not that we can go to the population density here. So it's not really that there's a big village or something underneath. We see, if we go here, so that's Susanville. There is a little bit more population density in close proximity. So they for sure have felt this. I'll put the population density away so then you can see what Susanville looks like. It's in a valley. So it's quite a little bit of population and quite a few houses. And then basically the same area as Johnstonville. And we have the areas here that have been affected. But there you see, here is the Nevada border. So that's not too far away, and it has been felt here in Reno, which is of course higher population. So we will have to see. And what I see here, we have another cluster swarm that's going on in this area here, but they're of smaller earthquakes, right? That we see here. And what is going on here with our earthquake swarm in the San Francisco area, the San Ramon, that is also, we still have these earthquakes. So what did we have? We had a 2.2 today. We have to scroll down, 2.3, oh, a 2.8. So this is quite active today, I have to say. So also what is catching my eye is here in Southern California. There's quite a little bit going on here. And the Salton Sea, this is where we know that the San Andreas fault is locked and loaded. Many say this is an area where we actually could see the fault rupture first. So there's a lot of fault lines going on, as you can see here with all the red lines that are just visible here, right? So there's a lot going on where we see all these earthquakes. Here, of course, San Andreas fault. There's something, but we know that also the branches of the San Andreas fault or parallel faults, if they're shaking enough, they can trigger a bigger fault. Because if you have something shaking all the time and something's locked and loaded, through shaking, it can start to glitch. And then there's an even bigger danger, guys. I'll put the video on the end screen. It's called wiped out. Now, by coincidence, scientists discovered that the San Andreas fault, and I'll scroll out here, and the dangerous Cascadia fault zone can trigger each other and have done so in the past. You should really watch that video. So California is quite busy today, I have to say. And I will keep you updated about this, guys, as always. And if you could like and hype this video, that would be great. And if you click here, I'll see you in a second. Thank you so much, guys. Stay safe.